Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is John Clayton. I'm a recovering drug addict and alcoholic, and I've been clean and sober since February 21st, 2021. Disability is today's reading from the Living Clean book. And if any of you happen to be following along, it's page 106. Alright, let's get started. Just for today, says our reading, I will try to get better perspective on my life, even though most of us addicts resist change. We know that it is beneficial for us to change our perception by changing our perspective. Nothing changes our perspective quite like the experience of disability. Chances are, if we live a full life, we will at some point experience disability, whether for a relatively short time or in a way that changes our lives permanently. In either case, the lessons that we learn through the experience can enrich our lives and broaden our understanding, even if some of our choices are narrowed. We know that our recovery must come first, but when we are dealing with disability, more than that is necessary to get through each day. Some of us enter recovery with a permanent disability already a part of our lives. Our experience has shown that any addict can recover, and the additional challenges that a disability presents are not barriers in our way of life. As one member shared, I know there will never be any sort of recovery from my blindness as this program has given me from my addiction, but my perception of my disability can improve, and from that my spirit. Just like a, just, just like a sighted member, it all boils down to self-acceptance. I simply have something more to accept. Argue for your limitations, the saying goes, and they are young forever. We may be so painfully aware of our limitations that we can hardly imagine ourselves without them. We mourn for the abilities we have lost, and we fear what it is to come. Many of us struggle with having to ask for help. Frustration is little, uh, frustration at little things, uneven pavement, the buttons on a shirt, things other things others might take completely for granted, can be overwhelming and discouraging. We may be surprised at the amount of time and thought involved in doing the simplest things. To try to talk about gratitude at a time like this seems pretentious, preposterous, and infuriating. We may think, you just don't get it. You have no idea what this is like. Self-pity is no less dangerous when we feel justified than when we know we are out of line. Either way, it can kill us. If we have been around a while, we know that gratitude is almost always the shortest road to relief. Some of us find gratitude in the knowledge that it could be worse, and find relief in helping out, or simply being aware of those who are struggling. With even greater challenges, for some of us this is cold comfort, but we find gratitude when we pay attention to the things we do have, starting with people who care about us and a relationship with a loving higher power. A gratitude list can be a vital tool at times like this. One old timer used to growl, "If you can't find anything to do, if you can't find anything to be grateful for, start with the fact that you're not on fire and work your way from there." Learning to reach out to members with additional needs can be a process as well. Asking how we can help rather than assuming what someone needs is an act of empathy. We learn that simple assistance offered reliability or offered reliably and without much fuss can be a powerful form of love and acceptance. Our customs or policies may need to be adopted in order to allow a member to experience the joy of service regardless of physical ability. Disability doesn't disqualify us from service. On the contrary, it may make us more aware of the needs of our members and the obstacles to recovery for addicts still suffering. There are ways for everyone to give back in NA, even if we have to be a little creative about how we can best serve. We can be powerful examples of commitment and willingness when we look past our own obstacles to help others. We may become very conscious of issues of access, even if they only affect us for a short while. We notice whether a meeting list tells us which meetings we can get into with a wheelchair. For example, we start to look more carefully at what makes a meeting feel safe and welcoming. The meeting whose doorway is level but whose bathroom is upstairs is as inaccessible as a meeting on the moon for some of us. When we bring our experience and our awareness with us into service in our local NA community, we help to ensure that the message is available to all addicts, regardless of mobility or other access issues. In this way, our challenge may help the fellowship as a whole to carry the message more effectively. In times of need, we almost always find that NA members are here for us, but it may not be the people we expected or the people we wished for. It is surprising to see who is ready to walk through a difficult time with us and who is not. Anonymity inside the fellowship means that we are all equal. Each of us has abilities that are valuable and limitations that are regrettable. And together we can do what we cannot do alone. We allow ourselves to be open to the people who are ready to walk with us, rather than focusing on our disappointment in those who aren't there. Although we might wish that people would act according to our expectations, we don't want to miss the little miracles of seeing those who never thought had it in them stepping up to the plate and really helping out. The lessons we learn in NA about sharing and caring, asking for help, and offering what we have to give are powerful tools we can use outside the fellowship as well. We may feel a new bond with other people who struggle with physical challenges and find that our shared experience brings us closer. We may find relief in being in others inside or outside the fellowship who are struggling with the same kinds of issues and finding ways to adapt. Our pride can be a bigger handicap than the physical challenges we are confronting. Pride tells us that we want to look good, and this puts a serious crimp in our style. Embarrassment, shame, or unwillingness to be seen this this way may keep us from doing what we can, or really living and enjoying our lives as they are. Our physical disability can become an alibi for isolation, withdrawal, and fear if we let it. Gradually, we find that the disability that has forced a change in our habits also changes the angle from which we see the world. We notice details we missed before. We connect with people who hadn't seen before. As the rhythm of our life changes, so does the music. We learn to respect rather than indulge our limitations, and to build our skills and aspects in new areas. We learn time and again that some of our best gifts come in the worst wrapping paper. Being open to the lessons in every experience helps us to get through even the hardest times. Knowing what we don't have to do it alone sure makes it easier. Yeah, that's the biggest thing, for me anyway, is that knowing that, you know, I'm lonely, but I'm not alone. So, in other words, I'm lonely because, I don't have any companionship, but I'm not lonely because, I'm well, for the most part, especially when I'm in meetings, I'm surrounded by like-minded people. So we're all there for the same reason, which helps a lot. So thank you for joining me today. I appreciate every one of you. Excuse me, it would be fantastic if you hit like and subscribe. And if nobody's told you today that they love you, well, I love you, and we will see you again real soon. So take care, everybody.